Folks, this is Bob in the house. First time out of my bill for YouTube on Indian politics. Some of my friends have been asking me what kind of pipe I'm smoking, and hence to tell them what the outcome of these 5 polls is going to be. They're after me because I obviously previously got the Himachal and Karnataka elections bang on, but that was because I was listening to a lot of these Hindi vernacular YouTubers and putting it all together. So now, what do I think about what's happening here? The first thing is, I want you to note is that the undercurrent is quite against the existing party at the center, which is the BJP, right? When you hear all these guys going around, especially Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh, you find that there is a serious angst. In Madhya Pradesh especially, it's not only about the corruption, but also a lot of people feel the government was stolen, right? Because actually it was the Congress government before it was ripped apart, right? Bought out, and Jyoti, as Priyanka Gandhi says, stabbed the Congress in the back, right? But while this is happening and build up, right, you see, these are the things that people at the under level are talking about. They come in the middle pages of the newspaper and everybody just misses it, right? Did anybody know new parliament gets repairs ahead of winter session? This is a new parliament just inaugurated. You have to ask yourself what kind of construction that needed repairs. I don't know, what 15, 20,000 crores of our money spent on it. It needs repairs, right? Then on Independence Day, what do you have? You have call for war against graft, Dinus, appeasement, crucial differentiator. This is out there again. Jai Shah, Amit Shah, RPN Singh, Piyush Goyal, that takes care of Dinus. And then you have all these CAG reports that are coming out showing serious amount of corruption in almost every ministry in the government, right? PM, let us not forget those killed due to creation of park. Who's forgotten them? Does he even know what happened? I mean, the people who bore the brunt of it was Punjab, right? Was the North, right? My parents are refugees. Like a lot of people who hear me are refugees. They've seen what happened, right? And then you have this. I find this really interesting. Spirituality with science. Unlike religion versus reason in pre-enlightenment West, dharmic traditions are animated by a sense of skepticism and inquiry. Says Ram. This gobbledygook is what's taking our education down. See, like I was saying, CAG, government diverted funds of pension schemes for publicity of other schemes. Publicity of who? Just one man, okay. Then what's the fun part is a word that has made frontline and if you all know, and is viral, right? Is something that happened. ABP News, this Rupika Liaquat was interviewing somebody, and that guy said Panauti. I thought I was the Panauti, but then I looked around and there was this other Panauti, right? And since then, Panauti has been viral, right? What is Panauti? Then we started looking, what's Panauti? It's not an abuse, right? Panauti comes from a word, Pawnauti in Maharashtrian, which basically means that a person who comes somewhere just brings bad luck with it. But not only that, did you know Panauti is a heritage village in Nepal? Go figure that, right? Then you have this, Manipur, and let's start with Mizoram, the results, right? Congress is making a serious comeback. It was supposed to get 15 out of 40. But however, after the last appeal of Sonia Gandhi, which basically was on culture and protection of culture, I have a feeling that Congress might inch towards 18, 19, and maybe even 20, especially how things are going in Manipur, right? Investigate charges of collusion against Manipur police, SC tells probe monitor. Then you had this in Mizoram, railway bridge site crash kills 18 in Mizoram. Imphal curfew back after mob tries to loot arms. Manipur cops book 4 of Editors Guild media body slams. This is what happens to Tanashahi governments, right? Stop state police hill postings, cookie MLAs. Then this is now recent. 3 killed in Manipur violence now in new area. Fresh violence, loot of arm rock Manipur before assembly session. Militants ambush mine protected Assam Rifles vehicle in Manipur, none hurt. This is today's paper. IRB Jawan among 2 killed in Manipur violence. So do you even know what's happening in Manipur, folks? That's, by the way, part of our country. Then do you also know what's happening all these 15 days, these 41 guys that have been caught in a tunnel in the famed four connectivity of four dhams, which is such a risky project and probably also riddled with corruption the way things are happening there. Stretch of Badrinath highway caves and sinks by 3 feet in 24 hours. Now, either it's bad material, corruption, or we just don't have engineers, folks. We just don't have engineers, right? Light at end of tunnel, workers safe amid operation. This was hidden from main pages till yesterday, till this pipe reached them. And guess who had to be bought in? Australians. We have no capability, right? The other big thing, moon landing, clarion call for a developed India. And historic moment, a victory for new India. This is about moon landing. But look at what China is saying. China actually has an article out saying that it doesn't believe that India landed its lunar mission. But then that's going to be sour grapes. But then I read another article, which we are not hearing anything about, is that this rover craft has gone silent. It has gone silent. Nobody's talking about it. There's total silence, right? And then we have absolute what's playing into this elections is in the Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, essentially is corruption and berozgari. So when the PM comes out, PM hands over job letters to 51,000 new recruits. What's doing the rounds that I'm hearing is that he had promised 2 crore jobs annually. And all he can come up with is 51,000 jobs, right? And the other big thing that's playing out, and Rahul Gandhi is really playing it up, is the Jati census, which has been passed. The bill has been passed in Bihar. It was not allowed. The center tells, and why BJP is looking as a poor loser is because center tells top court only it can conduct census. It started that. Then it saw the blowback and it pulled back. Caste survey in Bihar gets high court nod. And then you had this, won't stay publication of survey says SC, Bihar caste survey complete says CM. And not only that, right? It's already, a bill has been passed in the assembly in Bihar. It's a reality, right? And it's now playing out in almost all the elections all over. Madhya Pradesh is going to have an impact, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan. And what's the Supreme Court? Supreme Court has got 3 major cases that are pending and that keep getting pushed back. And now we are thinking that after the results are announced, that's not kind of fair, but after the results are announced, it'll come out. This one is about Adani. Abu Dhabi IHC set to exit 2 Adani companies, signs definitive pact. So Adani is it has a lot of questions to be answered because it's not gone away. Hindenburg report's not gone away, right? Then it's talking about the EVMs, right? SC seeks AC reply on plea for verification of EVM count with VVPAT. And it's now becoming, it might be something that might happen, right? Then HC stays probe against Amit Malviya for social media post against Rahul. This is how you see some of the, I understand that. You can go against Rahul Gandhi and any Congress person who says anything false, but Amit Malviya, wow. SC raps Patanjali over ads against modern medicine. This is another fake man. SC questions delay in assent to bills. What was TN government doing for 3 years? This is, I think, an institution. The governor, time has come. Explain delay in giving nod to 8 bills. SC to government. Kerala governor, so any opposition government, that's what's happening. Then, money laundering. Adani is not tied in with money laundering. Money laundering, a threat to nation's financial system, says Supreme Court. Top court junks NI plea against police probe. This is in Chhattisgarh. SC directs ED to recall lookout notice issued against Abhishek and Mike. So what's happening now is, what we are seeing is the level of discourse is absolutely useless. It's gone down to the level where the language that's being used by, especially by the BJP, is just obnoxious. It tells you that they are seriously in trouble because they don't really have issues. So what is this thing that's come out is ED. ED comes out, and who is it going to come out against? Mamata Banerjee. But here's the thing I want. Yesterday at the summit, investor summit, the things that you must know is Reliance and Mukesh Ambani, the laurels how high praise he gave Mamata Banerjee. Are things turning because capital knows it first, right, folks? Capital knows it first. But ED's at it, right? National Herald probe, ED seizes assets worth 752 crore. Congress links it to polls. TN government most corrupt. Shah hits out at DMK allies. Shaw launches Annamalai Padyatra, key allies skip event. So basically, They know the biggest problem coming out in 2024 is Maharashtra, Bihar, Jharkhand, Bengal, and Tamil Nadu. And what's being used is ED all over the place. And electoral bonds is the other thing that's been put kind of in abeyance by the Supreme Court. But hey, it really needs more transparency. Supreme Court will hear pleas against electoral bonds. It did. Electoral bonds is a veil over a veil. It absolutely is. Ashok Lavasa, who has passed it out, says a bond of secrecy. State should not reward transactions through electoral bonds with tax relief for donor and beneficiary. Now, this is it. The donors are given tax relief for funding a political party. Never heard of that before. Tax exemption should be treated as a form of state subsidy to political parties and subject to the same principle of utilization of subsidy as is the case in other schemes funded by the Exchequer. No tax exemption should be allowed on electoral bonds if the details are not fully disclosed. If the donor and a political party want to have a bond of anonymous munificence, such contributions and incomes must be fully taxed. When income tax laws insist on fully and honest disclosure, why should the electoral bonds have this secrecy? You tell me, folks. You tell me. Not quite. And then what's happening to us is we are hammered economically. That's the other thing that's playing out in this election. Not quite cock of the wall. A sobering fact, in per capita income terms, India doesn't lead even South Asia. Guess who's ahead of us? Bangladesh. India poised for lowest monsoon rains in 8 years. Higher personnel loan way to check future risk build-up. That's how we are spending, right, folks? Manufacturing PMI slips to 8-month low. And then come the lies. BJP removed MP's Bimaru tag in 2 decades. Really, folks? Do you believe that? Really, folks, right? The other big one that's coming out that I find kind of very interesting, Kovind, our president. Kovind-led panel to back one nation, one election. Did you expect anything more? And to catch on Dhuvikaran, because that's all that's left, temples desegregated near Ranchi, protesters blocked national highway for 9 hours. And you know how good these cases are of the NISC bail for Gonzalez Ferreira. Charges are serious, can't be only reason to deny relief. Okay? And then you have this. Gujarati businessman Goa hotels, cops bust sextortion racket. What's this with Gujarati, right? Haryana on alert, Yatra not permitted, says Khattar, new procession to this was previous, right? So we went out of that. But this was another incident that you know about. Criticizing Muslim children, UP teacher gets classmate to hit student one by one. PM inscription to be installed in panchayats to hail martyrs. Okay, just keep doing that. Over 13 lakh girls, women went missing in country in 3 years. 2 lakh from MP. Now, this is an important thing that's going to play out in these elections. MP, let me give you a call. MP girl critical after gang rape, 2 arrested. And the Congress using its Karnataka model and its Rajasthan model. Amid vegetable pinch, Karnataka women find relief in free bus travel. Karnataka government not to table bill to repeal law on anti-convention. So what do we have? I'll tell you. Chhattisgarh, I was thinking earlier 51 after analyzing the poll patterns, especially. I am thinking maybe Congress could be 61. Earlier, Madhya Pradesh, one had thought maybe 125, 130 after the way the polls have gone, and seeing the Ghamasan within the BJP, the fisticuffs, the fights, and the way the language that's been used there, I am thinking maybe 140, 145. Okay, now the tough part, these are 3 that already done. I can't really call Rajasthan, but I'm betting on 107. But this is how things play out globally because of our domestic policies. Another temple defaced with anti-India posters. But this is what I want you to hear, right? America's Christian nationalist specter. He says the rise of religious fundamentalism in mainstream American politics explains both its institutional corrosion and Donald Trump's persistent popularity. All you need to do, folks, is replace you know what? It's exactly much closer to home. Politicization is hurting rights bodies, fix them, it's hurting every major body. And then in UP, which we say is another Bimaru, is another state which is like super, 5 Kanwar Yatris die in accident. UP rape victim hacked to death. And these are the kinds of pictures that tell us about our people. Abhorrible. Kiss ass. Abhorrible. So, what do we call here? Currently, Mizoram, I'm thinking maybe 1920. Chhattisgarh, 55 to 60 for Congress. Madhya Pradesh, I'm thinking 130 to 135, maybe even 140. Then let's look at Rajasthan. I am thinking 107, 110, but closer to after the election, be better number. Telangana, definitely going to the Congress, folks. Here it is, definitely going to the Congress. 3 cheers and Jai Hind.